Hi and welcome to the 2018 Ericsson OSS BSS User Group event. I'm Dez Blanchfield and we're here in New York and I have the privilege of being joined by Pavle Belanovic from Swisscom. Hi Pavle, how are you?
Hi, fine, thank you.
Thanks so much for making time to join me on camera. Before we have a chat about the event itself here in New York, could you maybe just quickly introduce yourself and your role within Swisscom to our viewers?
Sure. So my name is Pavle Belanovic. I am a product manager for wireless analytics. And basically my job is to make sure that we use the data from our network to ensure the best user experience and just top performance from our network.
That's a fun, exciting challenge, and I guess in this day and age of data-driven decisions, it's one of the most important parts of this whole industry, which we'll get into in a minute. I'm really keen to get some thoughts around we've got a big couple of days ahead of us here in New York. What are some of the key highlights that you're looking to take away from this event itself, and are there any particular speakers, keynotes, highlights? I mean, there's a lot of big topics around OSS BSS, what's happening with the emergence of 5G. What are you looking for this week?
Oh, absolutely. So basically, the top highlight really for me is to find out how Ericsson Expert Analytics is actually going to evolve with time, because we're really trying to leverage that in all the activities that we'll be having. Basically just learning also from the other operators what are the key features that they are actually using and how they're getting this value out of them.
I like it. One of the things that I've been hearing about the last a couple of days leading up to this is this whole concept of, I guess, co-compete, collaboration. In many ways, a lot of competitors are working together to build on each other's strengths and on top of the Ericsson capability. I mean, analytics in your world, I mean, the business support systems and the orchestration platforms, I mean, these are the lifeblood of the future, really, aren't they? I mean, we're really not in a position now to be able to get human beings out there putting routers, switches and servers and plugging in cables. We're talking about self-service, we're talking about orchestration, automation, right down to, I guess, the Kubernetes and Docker container level in the cloud. In your experience around what you're doing with Ericsson, are there any highlights you can sort of share of the journey you've had so far and some of the key things that have helped you get to where you are currently, particularly in your focus on analytics and getting data out of the platform, looking at what's happening currently, doing maybe predictive analytics? What are the big pluses from your mind?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the highlight that I think is really important is 5G, of course, and that's not exactly in my area, but that's really one of the key topics at the moment of our collaboration with Ericsson. But more in my area, we are really looking at using the analytics capabilities of EEA to maximize the operation, the optimization, and also the rollout activities that we are actually having. And those are really kind of the three key areas that we are using the data for. So that's...
Now, there's a lot of challenges being thrown at operators and carriers around the world, and I'm sure Swisscom is no different in these aspects, in the digital disruption space as well as digital transformation. Can you share any insights around kind of your journey so far with Ericsson around the support they've been giving you with that digital transformation change, and I guess particularly in the context of building your capabilities in analytics and gaining insights from some of those tools they provide?
Yeah, it's very important actually, especially in the data space, which is just natively digital, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, it's very important to be using the top level tools. So basically, the most modern tools that are available. And yeah, this is where we are working with Ericsson to make sure that we're also leveraging that in, as you said, in automation, so that our customers are getting as direct as possible value out of those digital capabilities. Yeah.
And I guess time to market's a big challenge these days as well, because there's a lot of competition between each other as operators and carriers, alongside of the co-opt competitive stuff. It seems to me that the digital transformation that Ericsson's been through themselves and becoming a cloud-based platform has enabled a lot of that early go-to-market. You can now create a concept or a product based on either your understanding of what the market's looking for or what the market asks for, and you can get that to the market quickly because of this automation and orchestration that Ericsson provides. Has that been the case with Swisscom? I know I talked to some of your colleagues at MWC, they were talking about the fact that they can now roll things out in days and even hours in some cases.
Exactly. I mean, competition these days is fierce, like as always, probably even more fierce. And really this agility that is offered by digital is really a way to have a key differentiator. Right. And that's the way that we're going now, to really use this agility to actually get a jump on the competition.
What does the future look like in your mind? If you were to sort of gaze over the next 12 to 18 months, are there any big trends that you sort of have a general sense for within the world of Swisscom that you're seeing coming at you, that you're preparing for? Fixed wireless access, for example, is one big challenge I'm seeing come along. Are there any particular things that 5G enablement is going to challenge all operators with that Swisscom's preparing for? Whether it's autonomous things, IoT, industrial IoT. Are there any big waves or trends that you're sort of preparing for now that you could share some insights in?
Yeah, sure. I mean, fixed wireless access is one of those aspects for us. It's something that we've actually already started with.
I noticed.
And this is very important. But so is industrial IoT.
Yep.
In fact, this is where we're getting most traction at the moment, and that's really quite important for us.
Okay.
For our customers. So this is what we're working on. Yeah. Those
and
are the big 5G.
Are there particular industries that are ahead of others? I mean, is it transport, logistics, aviation, or banking? Are there any particular industry groups that you're working with in Swisscom that are ahead of the game, or is it sort of everybody's really just coming at this thing fast?
Well, at the moment it's really quite fluid, as you can imagine. I mean, it's just the beginning. So at the moment, I don't think that there's particular front runners, but we're working with across the different industries.
I can only imagine.
So it's important to get all of them.
You've got a big footprint.
Rolling.
Well, thank you so much for making time to catch up with me on camera. It's been a pleasure to get to know you and get your insights, and I really appreciate that. And look forward to some of the big announcements that are coming out from this week with yourselves and Ericsson, and where Swisscom's going over the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, me too.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. And folks, with that, thank you very much. We're going to wrap up. This is Dez Blanchfield in New York at the Ericsson 2018 OSS BSS User Group event, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us.